You're having to deal with supply chain risk. You know, when you get a big war in Europe, when you get pandemics, meaning you can't necessarily get your computer chips, which industrial machines need, you have a lot on your plate. How do you prioritize these needs? How do you think about something like the supply chain risk, which, if you don't address it, is going to stop every other plan from coming to fruition?
Well, the first thing is the past 3 years have been major disruption to supply chains.
Supply chain are disrupted right now. Let's look at just the chips. Right now, it's a nightmare to find what you need. For example, at the core of the machines, the PLCs. The supply of PLCs is really an issue now.
Companies were living on just-in-time and no stock in order to reduce the cost. And in a few months, manufacturing plant had to stop. Why? To do a car, you need 10,000 parts. If one chip is missing, the manufacturing plant has to stop. While before, companies were talking just-in-time, reducing costs, they really realized that what they need is resilience and sustainable supply chain.
I think the first way of managing this new risk factor in supply chain, so the risk that your supply, your demand could be shifting in unexpected way, that your quality and your costs could go sideways. The first answer is really information intelligence. You need to get as close as possible to understanding the reality of the domain that you're at.
So for me, the issue to supply chain disruption is not to have all the plans for all the materials in each of the 200 countries of this world. It's really to work on the virtual twin of the supply chain and make sure that you get all the analytics real time in order to create if-we scenarios and take the best decision for your company at the best moment.
Singapore, for example, creating their digital twin for their whole city, and so they can see how new things work, where new materials do we, where do we put a dark factory, for example, so that things don't have to be so long time or reliant on supply chains that can break. That for me is a really key area of where manufacturing can really utilise new technologies in order to not just make money but also save a lot of money too.